I told you it's casual. We just get
Okay,
right into
man.
it.
Yeah, bro. If we're just fucking around, can you show me your tattoo a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
first?
sure.
I'm intrigued, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it feels so well, especially all the gray and the wash.
Bro, it healed so good.
And it's like,
I knew it healed well,
yeah,
but
you trust your work.
seeing it, seeing like how I'm kind of changing
Yeah,
like the textures that I do,
yeah,
this is interesting because it has like almost like a lighter gray here,
yeah.
like maybe done with like some gray wash,
Hmm.
and then the other part I can see is done with like pure black.
Yeah,
So that separation is something very delicate that a lot of people don't appreciate. But I see it and I'm like, okay, that one is in yours,
yeah,
Because I also be doing some like more shreddy shit, being like,
yeah,
okay, like maybe sometimes it's not about the fineness, You can have the same shape, but it's like, okay, just make it rough.
yeah.
But this one, the appeal of it is rough, but it's very, very
I mean, it's
delicately
partially.
executed.
I also love the little like lines for the spider webbing and shit. It
Yeah.
came out so crazy. Annie did a piece for me on my leg like last year, and she was trying some shit with gray wash too.
Nice.
And yeah, we just like, I don't know, we're just fucking around. Kind of just let her do a thing. I think it came out real nice.
That's cool. This one is income tats, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
victory. I don't know if I did one on this side. Oh yeah, that's Krusker, another body at I
Yeah.
think he's at Brotel
Yeah.
or what's that? Poker Stars.
Yeah, I think I've heard of him. I think
Yeah,
he did
yeah.
a couple of days of guesting here
He
at
just
the
moved back. Yeah,
at
he
the
just
beginning. Yeah, yeah.
moved to town.
Yeah, I didn't get to meet personally, but yeah. What about this one here?
This one is also him.
Oh, cool,
Same
cool.
guy. And then that's
Sick
Disco.
disco. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Disco I know right away. I mean,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. I don't know. Actually, you know what's funny? I was gonna say there's like there's obviously some similarity in styles in locality,
Yeah.
but I can still tell very quickly, and I'm not even that experienced, like with tattooing and shit. I can still tell the difference between people's
Yeah.
pieces pretty quickly.
I guess that's kind of how you build like sort of like an identity as a tattooer. I think once people start to like appreciate it a bit more and collect it
Yeah.
as if it were a form of accessory.
You see it like that?
Sometimes I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I still see the esoteric nature of it as a tribal act, but I also
Like getting tattooed, it puts you in part, and like
yes,
specific types of tattoos put you in a specific subculture,
yeah,
like very quickly.
getting tattooed and giving the tattoo.
Right.
As someone that loves the culture, I'm still able to interject in the two sides of the experience.
Yeah, yeah. You've been getting a bunch of stuff still?
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
space still?
Nah, for sure. Yeah, I still got space. I still got space. I'm not gonna flash, but yeah, I still be getting tatted. Actually, I'm pretty excited. Next week, I'm flying over to Mexico, and at the beginning of my tour, I booked a tattoo to do most of my back with some like lettering.
Yeah.
Want to do it with this guy called El Bigne in Mazatlan, Sinaloa. Yeah, I think it's called El Bigne.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get it from you after when I.
Yeah,
Put
it's
it
cool.
together.
So I also feel like very shortly I'm gonna be able to go through this little evolution and make it tangible. Like
Right.
have half of my back done. Feel like I'm maybe a step closer towards that competition.
Yeah, yeah. Nice. What's the last one you got?
The last one, I got this piece on my arm. Cuban artist based in Austin.
Okay.
Joel Parra.
Yeah.
I was guesting over there the last 3 months. Yeah.
How's guesting work when you're going like? Well, I mean, I know you're in touch with somebody there, and then like they put you up and stuff. They help promote once you get down there and stuff, or you book beforehand.
Yeah, I feel like it depends. The culture of tattoo at this moment,
Yeah.
I think, is moving away from the shop booking type of system. There is still some places that offer the automatic transaction of the shop, but in the greater spectrum, I think artists are booking individually and doing their own promotion.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a style that is sort of differentiated.
Yeah, I was gonna say because this is not like there's nothing traditional about these tattoos.
Yeah,
right. Like
it's a form of anti-trad in a way.
Right. I've heard the word scratcher before. Is that like something people go by or people don't like?
I think it depends.
Sure.
It's kind of like a funny word, right? Because in essence, every tattoo artist is indeed a scratcher. You are scratching the skin.
You think it's like a hierarchy thing? It's like a attempt
scratcher,
to make a division?
I think it also comes from a way of identifying like a certain style or a certain polarity of tattoo. If
Like
you
it-
have someone that does like realism
yeah,
or someone that does like traditional, someone that does black work,
yeah,
then you have scratcher, which is not the only way to call it, but it's
sure,
also, let's say, a definition, like a bigger slice of pies. You know, the tattoo culture is really big, but this word scratcher, I think, would refer to the modern aspect of it. Someone could use it as a derogatory term,
yeah,
and then some other people could see it as like a whole wave of tattooing.
sure. You get your start in this scene, or was it like, did you start traditional?
Yeah, well, I never tattooed traditional.
Okay,
I think from the beginning I was pretty set towards the energy and the vibe that I was going for with tattoos.
yeah,
In a way, I started like a scratcher,
yeah.
but the visual aesthetic of my tattoos were not in the category that is considered a scratcher today. Um,
How
I
long has it
think
been?
when someone also says scratcher, they're referencing using like a dot work shading with maybe like a small needle, like a 3 round liner to define everything. Sort of like shaded, wispy, interpretative, flowy.
Okay,
So there's no bold definition, but rather like the essence of shapes. A lot of negative space.
okay. So I mean, there's how many? I'm only curious because now I've seen so many studios in town. Like I
Yeah.
could probably name half a dozen off the back of my hand, and I'm like a casual in the scene, which is kind of crazy. As a kid, I only know like traditional studios, right? Like a couple of my first
Right.
tattoos were all very traditional people. Didn't even imagine there was like this kind of stuff out there. First time I saw even the kind of stuff now that I have was after I moved here, and that's not even that long ago.
Yeah.
When did you first kind of find this like or like alternative to the traditional stuff style?
Well, I think I'm also in a wave that saw an expansion from that traditional style, especially in Toronto.
Right.
I feel like a couple of years ago, the majority of the tattoo scene would be composed of maybe traditional and realism and forms that maybe stem from that.
Mhm.
And I've seen a couple of waves past that already had the intention of being like in the disruptive category. What was disruptive in 2016 was different to maybe 2018, and it's different to what it's now. Because
Yeah.
when you say scratcher, going back to that, that is kind of like the fashion and the modernity of that popping style that maybe a couple of years ago maybe was neo tribal, and a couple of years before
True.
that was maybe the ignorant style, like not cool, never was,
Yeah.
knuckle notches. There were styles that were also emergent and now have accomplished a status of consolidated.
Right.
They're always gonna be there.
Sure.
And before that, which is sort of like when I got into tattoo, there was this really big wave of tattoos that had black work and high contrast, high saturation with no shading.
Right.
There was this collective in Europe called like Euthanasia Sport and stuff, and that was like the underground shit when I first got into it.
Hmm.
And I saw that become a Pinterest style with time,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is now the Pinterest style.
True.
In 2016, that Pinterest style was the definition of the youth, you
Right.
know, of like that type of category that happens within culture that people are like, shouldn't get that. That's fucked up, you
Right.
know.
Right. 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 Yeah.
You know.
Shit keeps moving. She
Yeah.
keeps rolling. That's
I think about it like reggaeton, you know, like when
Yeah.
reggaeton came out, people would be like, it's music from the devil, da, da, da.
Yeah.
Like any other movie, the stereotype.
Yeah.
And now you see like all the aunties and shit singing reggaeton and like whining, and I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
things just move on.
I
Eh?
know they really do. It's crazy.
Now you can do reggaeton that is not hardcore. It's just like,
really,
oh yeah,
Now
this
you
is
just
a
call it
family
fucking.
thing.
You just
you
call
know?
it Latin pop now.
Yeah,
Fucking.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Huh. Yeah, I guess you can kind of see that lineage across anything, right? Any type of like style, music, art, film. That's true. Yo, we didn't even do an intro. I just realized.
Oh shit.
That's
Yeah.
that's how fucking informal that is.
Yeah.
You want to do? I feel like you'll do yourself more justice. Just say what you want to say and don't say what you don't want to say.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Well, I'm Zantoru. That's my AKA. Santos.
They didn't want your govy out there. What are you doing?
Yeah, tattoo artist, I guess.
You didn't want your govy out there, and you just dropped it, didn't you?
Which one?
Your government.
Which government?
Your government name.
Oh, that's fine. Santos, for the ones that know me, the podcast is called Friends of France.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, I feel like the
But you were just saying AI just outed you, and you're like, yo.
Yeah, I'm already outed.
It's fair.
I accepted it. You know,
that's true. That's it. That's short and sweet.
Yeah,
that's fair enough. I mean, we met like a year and change ago. I think same thing. I was talking to Laura, and she showed me some of your stuff, and you also happened to be in the city. So it was just like I was on a tear. I probably got like 8 tattoos in the stretch of 6 months when I got your piece, when you did the piece for me, and I don't know. I haven't got that crazy in a little bit, but I definitely see it coming.
Yeah, you had sort of like a little rush.
Yeah.
You finish one piece and you're like, oh shit. I should get the next one.
I mean, I was just finding people left and right. I didn't realize how active the scene was. I thought it was way smaller than it ended
up being. Cool. I feel like you're a collector of tattoos.
I'm starting to find way more stuff now. Like I met him for the first time. You know Mojo at Nicer Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just his style too. That's another huge one.
It's like an ornamental style.
Yeah, it's like ornamental, almost like, I mean, I'm labeling it. I don't really know, but it looks like temple pieces and sigils and stuff. And they're crazy. They're sick. I'd love to get some there. And then here, I really want to get some from Proxy. And then I still want to
shout out to Proxy, bro.
For sure.
She's really bringing something to the tattoo scene in Toronto that wasn't here before.
So I mean, talk about your studio too. We didn't even talk about Zero. Is it just Zero?
Yeah, it's just Zero.
Okay.
I'm the founder of the studio.
Yeah.
It came sort of like an extension of this crave that I had to start an artistic space. Zero Studio was my 3rd attempt.
Oh, where?
And then once we're here, things just flow. I think I was also in the perfect spot in my life to go forward to something like that, like creating a community that was functional and also in a way sustainable. It's crazy to say all this, also talking about, you know, the grunge vibe that we carry, you know.
Yeah.
But all those ideas were there because I was like, if we don't set the groundwork right, this is gonna collapse. This is gonna fall.
Yeah.
We wanted to have a space that was reliable for us to sort of have like a shield in which to elevate our work, you know?
Yeah, it's like a brand to put your work against and shit. It helps, yeah. Like, I mean, it helps people know your presence and your place and stuff.
Yeah, just like the focus of it, and you know, I think every city has like an essence, and this space brought something to Toronto's mix.
Yeah.
That had like a new energy. It embodied it.
Yeah.
Which is like when you're saying scratcher.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Right.
This place was, you know, like sort of like a refugee for all the scratchers.
Who was the original couple of folks that were tattooing here?
When we started. So a year before we moved here, I had a space on Sterling Road on Dundas. Yeah,
that's where Poker Stars is too, right? That area, I think.
Yeah, I haven't been out there.
I think it's in that same spot. It's like next to the MoMA or Mocha. Or
that museum, yeah. Right? There's a bunch of spaces out there. Yeah. There's that building that used to be next to Unit 2.
Yeah.
And I know there used to be a couple of shops there, like tattoo spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I was like in this, like, it was like a house split into rental units.
Okay.
Called like Workbox or some shit.
Okay.
And I was at the roof. I was at the top, and there was like a little terrace. Yeah, it was a fun time. Damn. I started to share that space with my homie Kyle, Tattoos by Time. I kind of had like sort of like an artistic friendship. We traded a couple of times, met a couple of times, talk about tattoos. He came and guested at my studio the year before where I was somewhere else.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was just moving to Toronto, needed a space to work. He also had the low keyness that I liked.
Yeah.
Shared that space for 6 months, and then we were like, okay, maybe we can move forward, try to find a bigger space for next year. The most natural way.
Yeah.
And then as this thing happened, opportunities and things started to align.
Yeah.
So the opportunity to have a floor that had this space, you know, the axis, because you know you can also have a super dope spot, and then maybe you play music a little bit louder than you're supposed to, and you get a knock on the wall.
Yeah, you get two of those, and
So
then,
there's like a combination of
Yeah.
things, you know, to like carry that low key, and now being able to like expand it.
right.
That's what this spot gave us.
Yeah.
So we found this place, and originally the lease was only for 2 months. So we didn't even see it as like, okay, this is a project or anything like that.
Yeah,
We just wanted a space that was better to
Yeah.
tattoo.
yeah.
And we know that even if it is for 2 months and we have a 6 space, at the rate things were happening for us, we were gonna be able to make a lot of tattoos and like continue, you know, with that sort of like urge or that need to like put stuff out. We want to be tattooing a lot right now. So studio situation has to be sorted because we're not traditional.
Right.
So you can't go to a studio, you can't leave like half of your pay. We're people that like to organize that from the start. You know, I never worked at a shop.
Sure.
And that made things in a way harder for me, but it also
Right.
allowed me to create this visual identity.
Yeah. I mean, if you're trying to go your own way, you got to go your own way.
Yeah.
Right? There's no.
Kyle was on the same wave,
Right.
and perhaps was the only person that interjected with the style of tattooing and the energy that I was bringing
Yeah.
in Canada at that moment.
Right. So how long goes this iteration of Zero?
It's 3
So-
years.
This spot?
Yeah.
Damn.
So
okay.
Zero starts here.
Yeah.
With that,
Yeah.
we do the 2 months.
Yeah.
Start to bring like a little bit more stuff in.
Yeah.
Start to be really intentional about, you know, the relationship that we create with the landlords and the people in the building.
Sure.
And the opportunity sure expanded. After the 2 months, we were offered to move to the floor downstairs and offered a lease for now a year.
Oh,
So at that moment, the project just became the possibility to actually make a studio
Yeah.
that
Would-
could be made to
Does
last.
that mean I caught you in your first 2 months in this space?
When you got the tattoo?
Yeah. Because you guys were upstairs at the time, I think.
Yeah. But you got the tattoo 1 year ago.
Yeah, true. That's what
That
I
was
was going
last
to say.
December.
Okay.
We're downstairs,
Yeah, yeah.
and that was like almost like me taking part with the studio.
Oh, okay.
Like the time went by, the 3 years went by,
Yeah.
and I started to travel a lot. And I actually had like not been in Toronto and was thinking about spending some more time like exploring and stuff.
Mm.
So yeah, that was my last era where I was a current member of this studio.
Right. And now you're a fucking jet setter, bro. You're tattooing all over the place.
Yeah, I'm just following my intuition, following my heart, you know.
So what's actually what's tattooing not in your space been like? You've been tattooing a ton.
Yeah, well, it's different.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
It all depends of perspective, you know, because when I had a space and I tattooed another space,
Yeah.
it felt like a form to absorb things that I wanted to bring to the space,
Mhm.
and being like, oh, this works here.
Yeah.
This works here. This works here. Even in the most abstract form.
Sure.
Because tattooing in all these other studios have seen some crazy shit that I'm like, damn. Like,
Yeah. of
you
course.
think you're crazy?
No,
Nah,
I know.
It's just only a matter of like, you know, going deeper into the pool
yeah.
and seeing that there's always gonna be some rowdier shit,
True.
you know?
True. Any like stories stand out to you that aren't that people wouldn't mind you telling?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm being cautious
Yeah,
about
of
it.
course you should be. I mean, don't worry about it. Think
Yeah,
about it. Think about
maybe-
it. See if something
Yeah,
comes to mind.
I'll think about it. I'll think about
Fair
it.
enough. Fair enough.
I don't want to out anyone like
no,
that,
of course.
you know?
Of course. I mean, we can always edit.
Because if I say something, then a lot of people are gonna know like who I'm talking about. You know?
True. Tighten it. Sick. Okay, sick. So now Zero is how many people regularly here, or like who's the regular team here?
Yeah, I think there's like 12 people.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's big. Yeah,
That's quite big, bro.
yeah. I think there's 12 people. There are some new people that I haven't met
Mhm.
personally
You've been out.
that maybe started when I wasn't away.
Yeah.
And you know the vibe's really laid back, so
Yeah.
you know
True.
sometimes like no questions asked.
When we were talking earlier, you were talking about
It's
you were talking about your you felt like you've got a good handle on your style. Obviously there's room for improvement and stuff, but you're also looking to try things. You're like do something maybe radically different for
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, I'm always trying to push it. I'm always trying to push it a little bit
But when people book with
further.
you sometimes you feel like they're booking for your style, and then sometimes they're booking because it's you. You know what I mean? Like, have you got a good sense of where you're going style wise next? How you might extend it?
Yeah, I think it's like a constant transformation.
Sure.
I feel like tattooing has like some sort of like resistance to it. It's not smooth.
The progression.
The physical application of it.
Oh, okay,
It's
yeah,
almost like you gotta like go
yeah,
back to it. You gotta scratch. You gotta like
yeah, yeah,
scrap. Even if you do it in the most gentle and knowledgeable way, you still gotta somehow break through the skin.
right.
I think the progression of my tattoos visually has that element of motion. Like I'm slowly sort of like molding or morphing this form
Mm.
that took more character maybe 4 years ago with some influences from Neo Tribal.
Yeah,
That was the beginning, like maybe for the base of the shape, the
yeah,
way the
maybe the
lines
structural,
move.
the curves and
Since
stuff.
then, I've sort of been molding that shape from its stiffest form, which is pure black,
Black.
solid, no
Yeah,
shaded, to something that has volumes, dimensions, and
yeah,
it just shreds into an entire world.
yeah, yeah,
That's kind of how I see it. Like,
yeah,
how can I add like universal looking figures a scale higher than the planet itself, this like space or alien entities,
yeah, yeah.
and mix it with this.
Yeah, like I've seen the faces and
Yes.
that kind of crazy shit recently. That's cool. I think I saw you do like a big wing back piece too recently, maybe in the last like month or two. I remember you posting it. I mean, it could be an old one. When you get that big with your style, I'm imagining it's totally different than like concentrated area. I imagine your planning is very different, and like I know you do a lot of like directly on the skin marker work. I don't even. I don't think you did any. I don't think you did any stenciling for this one either.
Yeah, I did a hybrid for that one.
Yeah, yeah,
I remember it. I remember it so vividly,
yeah.
and
Okay.
I really like the way it healed. I use a combination of stencil with marker.
Yeah.
There was like a part that I couldn't figure out on it, and then at some point in the process, if I'm ever feeling like I'm getting stuck
Right.
throughout the progression of having the design ready to start tattooing, I also push myself forward and be like, okay, at this point, if I'm stuck, I have this reference, I have this, let me start working with this, and then elaborate emotion. Trust that if you can't fully see it, go back to the principle of like shapes. I wanted to wrap in the body and know that when I'm tattooing it,
Sure.
everything is gonna connect.
Right.
So with that one, I stenciled one part, and then there was another part that I couldn't figure out.
Yeah, yeah,
And instead of trying to figure out on the drawing, I just stenciled what I had that I liked, and I
yeah,
was okay. Let me build around this.
yeah. I came to you like when we did this piece. I remember it was very much just like, what do you want to do? What would be exciting for you to do? Because I was super open to whatever. Do you find a lot of times? Have you had to do a bunch of pre work ever for someone you're tattooing? Like, does anyone ever come to you with very rigid ideas?
Yeah, yeah. I work in a custom way,
Sure.
but the custom for me as a designer goes beyond a particular design or style. I'm not just drawing, I'm also absorbing the energy of someone to interpret what suits them. And I
Sure.
think that is what has allowed me to sort of like differentiate one step further from what I was doing a couple of years ago. I explored a lot in the world of tattooing. I traveled and I realized to stand out, just need to have the ability to emanate things right in this second and in this moment.
Right.
Being able to change your decision according to what you're seeing and what you're thinking.
Sure.
So once I absorbed that, I started to now prepare some sort of method. How do I take my mind to this spot, sort of like in the middle of two grounds?
Sure.
In a ground where I have a plan, and in a ground where I'm seeing what's happening and what's coming to me in that moment, and taking the moment as part of the identity, the spirit in its own,
Mhm.
and putting it on the piece.
So I guess that would be the artistic kind of more like experience prop part of it. What was the rote learning for you like when you were just kind of like starting to get a feel for, breaking the skin, actually tattooing for the first time? Do you have like a rote practice still? Is there something you have to do to harden like a specific skill for tattooing, or is it mainly just like the more real tattoos you do, the more That's your main practice.
Yeah. I think in this era, tattooing is not just about the technique.
Right. Oh, of
You-
course. Yeah.
You can have the ultimate technique,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's something missing,
Sure.
as if it were an art piece that has a soul. If the soul of it is missing, then it's almost like it doesn't shine in that uniqueness.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it depends.
Yeah. Of course.
You can always, with tattoo, you can always learn more. You can always practice more.
Right.
I don't think it ever gets to a point where you say, I learned everything.
I mean, it's the difference between like someone who's a classical guitar player and then someone who's a really incredible singer songwriter. Very
Yeah.
different things. You're playing the guitar, but like very different
Yeah.
outcomes you're
And
working towards.
abstracting that, I feel like in tattoo, you can sing, or you can play the guitar, or you can play the drums within the medium.
Sure.
There's so many ways, you know.
Right.
There could be a tattoo that is more about precision, an ultimate precision, but it's really fast.
Right.
And there might be a tattoo that is really slow and it's more about, like the weight of it, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
They're almost like two different instruments.
Right.
And it goes back to what people want, what people like, how to choose to differentiate each other in a way.
Yeah.
I think tattoos have that element. It, in a way, is differentiation from not having a tattoo to having one.
Mhm.
But then once you're in the differentiation, it's also like a community again.
Right.
It's like a very interesting line.
Sure.
I see it. Like a line people cross with this type of bodily modifying
Right.
expressions.
True. Yeah, I guess there's so many different things you can do.
If I see it from the outside, because I'm in, so all this shit for me is the most natural form.
Sure.
What people consider hardcore, I consider normal.
Right. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It is like I don't even know how to say it. The more that I've like, actually, yeah, no. Let me put it this way. There's always been shit that every kind of craft and thing eventually gets swallowed up in. Like for me, in late 2016, 2017, 2018, when production was getting really accessible, like music production, suddenly everyone was trying to like everyone was trying to sell beats, everyone was trying to sell gear for producers, everyone was trying to sell the business around it exploded. And now you see it, right? Like, I mean, if you're not in the scene, maybe you don't see it a ton, but like people are making like plugins. There's so much like music scamming. There's so much bloat. I wonder if that I wonder if there's like an analogy for that for you. Like, I mean, another example, like Instagram kind of made photos a bit of a commodity. You can see a beautiful picture, but you see it in that kind of just like flick through context. It kind of cheapens it a little bit. I'm wondering if tattoos becoming more accessible has hurt anything for the scene for you. Like, is there anything you don't like about not the scene, but anything around what has come out of the last couple of years of tattooing getting more accessible?
Sometimes these bigger changes are like a spin or like a swift on a pendulum.
Yeah. Bring the mic a little closer. Just there you go.
Like the spin or the swift of a pendulum with like fashions, ideas, preferences.
Maybe that's a better way to put it.
But then if you take that to everything, then it's just like a million pendulums swifting at the same time. But let's say the tattoos are in some sort of like visual or artistic pendulum.
Sure.
What I'm trying to convey with this is like I'm never gonna be like, oh, progress is bad, because progress doesn't mean utopia or perfection. Things are changing towards a different definition of themselves. It's like saying, oh, let's not use phones, let's not use social media. That is something that I could say, but at the same time, it doesn't stop the wheel. So with the accessibility of tattoos, I also interpret it within that higher spectrum.
Right.
Things are changing, and it's not just tattoos that are becoming so accessible, but everything's
getting
in
accessible
the places that are accessible.
Yeah.
Because then you look at some other parts of the world where getting a punk tattoo is not something that even figures in any sort of preference or priority that you would have, because there are other things.
Yeah.
So it just
No, I guess that's
it
true.
just depends, you know.
You've seen so many other subcultures
Tattoos
and
at some
scenes.
point, yes, like maybe they become like a visual product.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of sort of like hating on that,
Mhm.
I interpret it like, okay, I know who I am. I
Sure.
know where I want to take my stuff.
Mhm.
How can I incorporate my principles into the mix and into the way that people are receiving things?
Mm.
Because people are receiving things. There's just a way to say it.
Sure.
And I think the geniosity of finding your own brand or your own concept is understanding what is the way to say it. What is the way to communicate your art?
Sure. This might be a loaded question then, off of that. What are you trying to communicate?
I'm trying to communicate a mix of the things that represent me.
Yeah.
What
do you see that as? It is a tough question. I'm going to check and make sure everything's still good on that side.
Yeah.
Keep going, though.
That is a tough question. I think visually, that's the funny part. Visually,
Yeah.
it's so easy.
Yeah.
Because that's also why I'm a visual artist.
Right.
It's like, someone else trust me. What are you trying to represent? I flash you. I flash you with shred. I flash you with body. I flash you with art.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like a scream almost. My art is not quiet.
Yeah.
It's like a
I mean, even the way you choose to share it and post it kind of reflects that. Definitely see
some
that.
sort of a scream, you know?
Yeah.
And that is an abstraction of the things I think. I don't know. I see always the division between two states
Mm-hmm.
reflect a lot about the polarity of things. Something that maybe it's crooked, rotten, putrid, ugly.
Yeah.
Is only the counterpart of something that is so beautiful and clear and pure.
Mm.
I'm trying to represent that to understand the whole picture. Both sides have to be acknowledged.
Okay.
And I think that combines my art. You know, when I see the body is something beautiful and perfect in its own expression, and maybe some of my pieces represent that truth that is outside in the world, where nothing is too much. There's really no limit to the darkness that exists out and about in
Sure.
all of us and in the world.
So, I mean, I know forcing you to reflect on this is a little unfair, but it's like,
it's a good question, because you asked me the question, and in my mind, I heard a techno song like, "Tuks, tuks, tuks," and I literally saw my tattoos like flashing like, "Tuk, tuk,
yeah,
tuk." What are you trying to represent? And it's like it's all there.
yeah,
Someone sees it and says, "Oh wow, that's so beautiful." Someone else sees it and says, "Shit, what the fuck is that?"
Yeah,
Someone
yeah.
get down on themselves,
yeah.
you know.
That's
And
my
I
mom,
think
bro.
for both,
Yeah,
it still is what it is, and that's what I'm trying to say. The opposite perspectives create things.
yeah.
And the opposition is in everything. So I'm definitely always elaborating that line
Yeah,
into
yeah.
my work, you know?
You know, actually, funny enough, when I showed my mom this piece I got, she loved it. She thought she. I think maybe it's because she's seen me get so much before that now, but she had nothing like. She had no resistance when I showed her that one, so that was a
Nice.
defining moment. I'm like, all right, yeah, she's like,
Nice.
she's accepted it.
Yeah.
She's chill with it now.
The energy of it was
Yeah,
nice.
It was nice.
But still, if you were to get it in your face,
Yeah.
that would be totally
I'd have a
different.
tough time too, bro. My day job is very corporate. I'm just like paying the bills to do all the other stuff I want to do. This is what it is. That's it though. The reason I said it was unfair is because I know it's not like a super active thing you think about when you're working, right? Like sometimes when you're in the work, you're in the work. But then when you're trying to make these big dramatic changes, or you're trying to do like a big project, or you're trying to like, what's the word? Curate something over a long period of time. You force yourself to think about it. You have a lot of work now in this, like, that's kind of been building up to where you're at today. There might be a reset at some point. There might not be. There might just be like a big explosion. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of the exciting part of it. Even now, even with music, it's like I spend a lot of my time practicing, and that's where I get most of my like gratification for myself. It's like playing and doing it, fucking up, trying new shit. But as long as there's some intent behind it. And that's what that sounds like, right? Like it's all the like hard abstract stuff to kind of nail down. You just know when it feels right. But yeah, even I'd have a really hard time putting any of that into words. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. What are you excited about now? What's got you like fired up for the next little bit?
Throughout the progression of my art,
Mm.
it was always an intentional creation.
Right.
But now it's been a decade. It's been a decade since I created this chapter called Zantoru.
Okay.
I feel like I just entered a new era or a new stage.
Okay.
I'm making my art international.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
And
huge for sure.
finally, a lot of the things that I proposed myself as goals with tattooing are all becoming true.
Sick.
It's like some sort of like Tetris game. And then huge strain for a lot of years.
Yeah.
Strain that gave me character.
Sure.
Strain that also was the raw fuel that I needed to do the art that led me here.
Yeah.
But now I feel like all the pieces are falling into place and time just goes by. I put the same effort that I always put into it, but the other side, this is the inside,
Mm.
the outside now responds to me in harmony.
I actually completely understand what you
So,
mean. Yeah.
in a way, I'm not in friction anymore.
Mm. Sick.
At the beginning,
Well,
maybe that
congrats, that's dope.
friction
Yeah.
gave me the identity,
You need it. Definitely.
that opposition,
I
like
hear this 10-year thing a lot too.
being
Yeah.
against, the disruptiveness of it, which is a part of my character.
Mhm.
Now that has become a normality, I feel like I'm able to explore a little bit beyond that.
Mhm. Yeah.
So what is beyond the earth?
Oh fuck, man. That's if you talked to me 5 years ago, I'd talk to you for an hour about that. Right now, I'm like,
Yeah.
it broke my brain. I'm trying not
Right
to.
now for me, it's like some space shit, some alien shit,
Yeah, yeah.
some stuff that
Dude, alien shit. I'm definitely coming back for that stuff. My buddy gave me a sci-fi book. It was like fucking this thing. It was called Tales of the Dying Earth by
yeah.
Jack Vance, and it's about when the sun is in the last stages of its life.
That genre is called cosmic horror.
Cosmic horror, yeah, I'm in love with it. Like the artwork and those covers. So you could look at it and feel like it's a little kitschy, but there's something so surreal and relatable about it. The stories are all very human stories, but they're about experience at its most fringe. It's like about little random cults that started forming all over the world to survive. I remember there was one about like a dude sitting in a watchtower and he has to look at this valley. If he stops looking, a monster comes to life and will kill everyone in the village. Loved it. It's so vivid in my brain when I'm reading that stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of, when you like the alien faces and stuff you were doing inside of your kind of like, I don't even know what to call it, like post tribal, like future, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that image is like burned into that story for me, which is sick. I'm excited to hear
Yeah.
that direction. That's dope.
Yeah, and in a way, like when I was thinking about it, this concept of cyberpunk came to my head. I think that was kind of like sort of the start. And somehow that start has become like a normalized reality. You can be an alien in the same body that you have right now. Like you can be labeled as alien on paper.
Sure.
In actuality, sure. So that just abstracts the whole concept.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a lot of surface area to work with. That's it. I'm excited to see what comes out of it. When you back tattooing in Toronto next?
I'm gonna be here for sure in February. Only tattooing for 1 week.
Clip on.
Yeah, so what's the plan stands right now? I'm gonna go to Mexico for 1 month.
Mhm.
Gonna visit 3 cities: Mazatlan, Ciudad de Mexico, Guadalajara. Coming back and I'm doing the good old Canada tour.
Doing Toronto, Edmonton, or Vancouver, go big cities. Still, what's in Edmonton? What's so yeah? I don't know. I always go to a different one road trip. My story with this city and why I go to every city that I go, is because I have friends there. Yeah. If I don't really have a friend or someone there, maybe I would never feel the urge to visit. But that discovery of what Canada had to offer in terms of its big cities, it started as a curiosity, face to face with friends. Someone that had like a artistic friendship, we collaborated, said it from there, and then I hear someone else was from there. I'm like, there's something about that place. When the opportunity came, so okay, I gotta go there, explore. In this case with Edmonton, I had a friend that I met back when I was in this collective called Child of Earth. Yeah. We're organizing like a couple of release parties, performance art things, very abstract. You know, there was no end goal to it. It was raw and it was pure experimentation. And the composition of it was really cool. It was my friend Martin. Did you know her? Guy from Hong Kong. Romy Floyd. Starcy.
Starcy is in plethora, right?
Yeah.
I've seen I'm for sure.
Because Starcy, Sanjiri, and my friend Tristan, bro. It's Toronto. Yeah, it was a nice era. What was the question again? I got lost, bro. Seeing my grades, I mean, you say Star City to plethora, and I'm like, yeah, that's crazy, bro. So let me swallow eat, quick.
First thing before, I think I met him the one time I went down to just check his base out again because Laura mentioned that she had some friends on there, so I've been there a few times. I met Lord and Poach the Fortunes. I have some friends that help out there now. Simi, I think, is like drum thing. I don't know if you went to her, but she usually helped those. I got spot very regular now.
Ashley tattoos too. I mean,
Does she? Oh, big so. No, she's usually on set for us as makeup.
oh, family, yeah.
That's it.
No, God. This one wants to credit you, meaty. Oh, no. I just let that slide friend to the country and work.
Yeah, there's a lot. I was just thinking about that Child of Earth. That's around the same time that I met like Laura and all that kid. I think that's how like that on the ground community has been created for like this time being in Toronto. Like there are cycles.
Yeah,
A lot of us were
we're good. You can grab that again.
already collaborating back then for different reasons.
Right,
Just because the energy was the driving.
right,
Exploring that energy. And I feel like with time, all of us define in like our particular craft.
right.
And at least I can say for myself, like it took a time to make the decision to be like, okay, I'm gonna fully lock in with tattooing.
Mm.
I used to be more experimental about it at my core.
Fair. Yeah.
And that had to change,
Mhm.
at least for a period of time, for
Mhm.
me to be able to get to the next level
Mhm.
with this medium,
Right.
which is a commitment that I would do again if I could.
Mhm.
And
I think about that a lot.
there are a lot of people doing art and like freelancing, which is the word, because that's what I was doing before. I was freelancing. Tattoo was a part of my freelance.
Right.
And at some point, I fully locked into being a tattoo artist.
Right.
And that led to having a studio and creating a community that's been here for 3 years, currently holds 12 artists. And it's now like a source for artists also around the country to come
Mhm.
and have some sort of identity of Toronto and the tattoo culture through it. Very interesting.
It is. It really is.
I've seen people come guest here, like maybe from Vancouver or something.
Yeah.
First day they come wearing all black, heavy, curated goth fit. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, you heard something.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
That's
They
sick.
came all dressed up.
Man,
I
you
love
can't-
that, bro.
You can't plan that shit.
Yeah.
That just
To
happens.
see that happen, like
That's awesome.
you create something from the point of like in just intention, not
Yeah.
how it's gonna be perceived.
Yeah.
And then eventually have the affirmation that this shit is being perceived,
Mhm.
Everyone that is on that modern path, a little bit of like carelessness into it, hears about this spot.
Right.
And then I don't know. I always also think about how Toronto stands within the rest of Canada,
Yeah,
which
what's
is
your read
something
on
that meeting people from other cities.
Mhm.
We were talking before about Edmonton. I just remember, like you're like, how do you get to Edmonton?
Mhm.
I got to Edmonton to tattoo at my homie's apartment back then. He was just getting into tattooing.
Oh, say. Yeah.
When he was like, yo, you want to come here for a few days, tattoo in my apartment, try to book. I was tattooing in my apartment in Toronto, so that didn't seem crazy.
Right.
So I was like, yeah. That turned into us locking in for 5 days. Then a bunch of tats tattooing each other. He was just learning. I let him tattoo my chest because I knew the vibe was there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then now we grew to having had multiple spaces, having our own studios,
Yeah.
being people that help shape the
This-
community.
This isn't Kyle. This is a different friend.
No, this is a different friend.
Okay.
That's Sebastian
Okay.
in Vancouver. Zero Studio, and the idea of Zero Studio comes to my mind from going to Vancouver and see that my friend has started a space, a studio.
Yeah.
And thinking, damn, okay, it's time. It's time for me to like, take a step forward.
Yeah.
And try to make something like this happen too.
Mhm.
That was the inspo.
Yeah, yeah.
In here, it was also like from a point of need. Starting the other space, 6 months, and then eventually opening the relationship, and then Kyle having to go on a trip for a couple of months at the time that we had to sign the lease. So I ended up signing the lease and taking care of the studio for 2 years,
Right.
Yeah. Now I'm at a spot where maybe Kyle was at 3 years ago,
Mhm.
where I'm like, I want to do all this traveling. I, want to have these experiences, have no ties. Can't have the responsibility of tending to a whole community if you're gonna be spending months away and
True. We got a team now here, so
disappearing like
yeah.
sometimes a week at a time,
True.
which is interesting.
Yeah.
This space has become like something bigger, like a circulation. Like people come and go, they go through cycles, Maybe the cycle is also to just be here because the space provides you something to sort of accentuate that craft at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like we caught you at a good time then, dude. Like, it sounds like this is a lot of like long time coming stuff just happening right now. Stuff that like you can dream about it a little bit. You can, you put the work in for a long time, but you don't really have control over when it all materializes.
Yeah. It's just time.
Yeah. I've heard that 10-year thing so many times too. Like a lot of the music people that I'm around now that are kind of grounded now and can actually kind of do their thing, 10 years of just slogging, just time on target and making active decisions not to follow every creative impulse and just be like, I need to focus if I'm going to do this thing. Otherwise, I know I like painting. I know I like doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's fun. You do it every now and then, but like you do have to make those commitments. Like,
Yeah. I kind of describe it a little bit like being an artist, like falling in love.
yeah.
Once
okay.
you take your career to a sustainable level,
Mhm.
maybe at the beginning there's all this passion and all this fire and all this physical energy, which is normal.
Mhm.
Is like erosion.
Mhm.
It's like a form of thrilling and excitement, friction,
Right.
And then with time, if you actually want to create sustainability, you gotta understand where to allocate that passion, just as you do in a relationship.
Sure.
The passion doesn't have to leave, it doesn't have to go, but it has to be channeled.
Right.
Maybe like the roughness and the animalistic part of it is just a breakthrough, like the first fire.
Sure.
And then you gotta like level and mold
Yeah.
the fire.
Yeah.
And if it's sustainable, then it can not only be fire, but it has to go in all the elements to actually create, ecosystem or some sort of structure.
Yeah. It makes perfect sense. That's perfect.
I see it like that with art. So now bringing that back to the art, that first love, that crazy fire. Oh, my fault. My
No,
fault.
it's all good. Everyone does it, dude.
That crazy fire, it's like having endless amount of energy for the art.
Mhm.
You just start, you feel something, you feel like maybe you can like detach from the world doing this one thing or that other thing. In my case was drawing, simply drawing.
Mhm.
I felt like drawing was a space where I could detach from the world.
Sure.
I could lock in if I had the time for a few hours, and those hours would just pass.
Mhm.
And I would be between the paper and my mind, somewhere really far, flying away. I like that. It
Mhm.
was kind of like addicting, and my energy for it was endless.
Yeah.
And then I started to do these projects that were like loops that didn't end anywhere, because that was what my intuition was telling me to do in that moment.
Mhm.
Those loops were brainstorms for something bigger,
Mhm.
incorporating maybe the favorite parts from each medium into one practice. And then, as I said, once the fires are modeled, understand where the energy goes, you know?
Was there any other, also another unfair question. You ever think about cutting it off and cutting your losses and just like doing something else?
Art? No,
Yeah.
never.
Sick.
It's not an option.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's like one of the things, you know? It's like a void. I jumped into it.
Yeah.
And for everything that I might hesitate
Yeah.
in my life, that is one thing I've never hesitated about.
That's it.
And in a way, now that you put it like this, it's kind of like a comfort.
Yeah.
I have no doubts that this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah. That's cool.
I'm
That's
not
it.
saying tattoos, but I'm saying art,
Yeah.
expression.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tattoos is a way to touch the earth, you know? The inspiration from it is also in that space where I still feel like I can give all my time to it,
Mhm.
modify it. That's why I still like to tattoo. When I do it, it's a way where the day goes by for me. I know how to take my mind to that spot, clock out from the world, and just be in some sort of like very accurate autopilot,
Mm.
like a method or like a
A
practice.
practice. Yeah. Yeah.
Bringing it back to, you know, taking your art to a sustainable spot.
Mhm.
Put my mind there. I don't have to worry about time. I don't have to worry about thoughts.
Mhm.
My day will go by.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
And it also feels like as my day goes by with tattoos, I'm putting a brick towards my higher purpose.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Channel efforts.
Yeah, definitely. Someone has to. You got to organize yourself, otherwise you're gonna spin out for sure. I mean, I'm that person, bro. I'm all over the fucking place if I don't control it.
Bro, this is just a way to speak. Also, obviously, it's like a battle, you
Yeah.
know? Like, I also feel like sometimes I all over the place.
I mean, I've definitely thought about like not doing creative shit anymore, and then 2 weeks go by, and I'm like, fuck, there's no way that I can't. I don't have that anymore, but like through school and like went splitting my time up, splitting my energy up, I was like, I'm exhausted 24/7. I don't know if I can like put
Yeah.
time into this thing that I'm not even sure I'll ever be able to do for real. I feel very different now, but like, yeah. So it's good to hear that, you know, you found your like core whenever you did. You're 10 years in now, and you were mentioning now you're doing some like you're doing some clothes for yourself for people. I know the shirt you said is part of that effort. Tell me a little bit more about
Yeah,
that.
this shirt is a part of it. You know, in the exploration of what does Zantoru mean?
Mhm.
For me, it's always been a form of brand.
Mhm.
I've always seen my tattoos as an esoteric accessory,
Mhm.
which is a weird crossover. Like the idea of fashion and collection and wearing with tattoo that is something more permanent.
Sure.
So I think what's happening now is like I've accomplished this understanding of my aesthetic, and I'm trying to extend it to other elements and other forms of wearability. It doesn't have to be a shirt or something so specific,
Mhm.
but it's rather like thinking like I can now put like this intention and this energy and this look into something else.
Mhm.
So I'm starting with some black t-shirts. It's an idea that I've had for years, and I'm tattooing most of the times. So sometimes after I locked in with tattooing, I would have these other projects come to me. I still gave myself that fluidity to not go towards the effect, but more so understand what is this producing me, what am I trying to do, how am I exploring?
Mm.
'Cause that's the whole point point of art.
Yeah.
Even if at some point, maybe let's say like a piece of clothing, it does get packaged, it still has to have or come from the intentionality of exploration.
Mhm.
If you're not exploring, then that's just full on like a box and a product.
Right.
So I think the beginning of the brand has been experimenting with that, to think, how do I package this Zantoru?
Right.
Which is something that sounds like, oh, you don't want your shit to be commercial or packaged or shit like that. But yeah, shit comes in a fucking package.
Right.
So it's an interesting exploration
Mhm.
to mix all this fluidity with language of speaking that are already sort of defined,
Mhm.
you know?
So that's this effort right now. What's the timeline for this? Well, not timeline, but like, what's your next step with?
Yeah, so I've been working on this edition for a year.
Mhm.
Some blank tubular shirts. I went on from creating the pattern for it with teams, obviously. After creating the pattern, I explored with what type of designs I wanted to put on it,
Mhm.
and discarded a lot of things that
Yeah.
maybe had
course.
unnecessary complexity.
Sure.
That was the whole thing with the t-shirts. Started to think about like, how can you elaborate on the idea of complexity without being something that becomes unconventional from a production standpoint of view.
Right. Okay.
Thinking about,
I guess it is the first run, so
yes,
yeah, you got to make it
it's
happen.
okay, but it can still happen, because
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, if the style is there, it can be put into anything.
Right.
So that's why the quest of just designing the blank t-shirt has been so fun.
Yeah. That's it.
Going from maybe like the very complicated idea to like, how can I embody the same, when all the elements are very minimal and very creative, but still represent
Right.
that edginess of my shit.
Right. I've been asking a lot of people this, and it's related to this and the tattooing. Are you most dialed in the process of doing the thing? So let me frame this differently. I have this weird thing where we work up to something for a long time. I stay really in it, and then as soon as we play the show or as soon as we deliver the video or whatever, there's no catharsis in like the actual finishing of it. It's literally just the moments before I'm done where I'm like most in it. It helps me get stuff done because I don't like I can push to the end of things without getting too obsessed about like, is it absolutely perfect? Do I need to wait another month over and over? I guess I get most of my gratification through the slog. Like you were saying, you had to do so many iterations to get it to a point where you're like, yeah, this is sick.
Yeah.
You
With
like
the
that,
with
or
the shirts, the part that I've had most fun up to now have been the shoots.
Yeah.
It's like I get to now take this thing that if it were just presented by its own would be just a t-shirt,
Right.
and make it into a piece or an accessory.
Right.
And almost like, as I've done with my tattooing
Mhm.
from the beginning, try to express to people, how is it that you wear this?
Right. You frame it. You pick the
Saying,
song. You do like
you can have imagination,
Yeah.
and your imagination is great, but also I'm having this imagination here to show you all the things that you could do with this.
So it sounds like you're moving from tattooing to more like creative directing this brand as a whole.
Yeah,
It's kind of
in the mix, because the
Yeah,
tattoo
yeah.
is there,
Of course.
but it's like
It's the main practice. It's
an
just
esoteric
Right,
element, because the
right, right.
tattoo never gets packaged.
Right.
Doesn't matter how much you package it,
Right.
there is some higher forces involved every single time
Unless you get
you
someone.
interact with someone
Right.
and do something that is permanent. It's forever.
Yeah.
There's an energy that is being exchanged.
Right.
So that for me cannot be packaged.
Sure.
So that's when it becomes interesting. I'm like, okay, how can I put this energy into some other things that people can access without having to bleed
Yeah. Sure.
and suffer
Sure. It's not for everyone.
from
Fair
it,
enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is still there.
Yeah.
Because you never think about it, but as a tattooer, you're constantly also seeing people being pain.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Doesn't
sure.
mean you enjoy other person's pain,
Yeah.
but if you're worrying about every expression of pain, you're not gonna get through to what you're gonna do.
True.
Because you can still be doing this in a very professional way and have people express you pain.
Yeah.
You have to know when to keep going, when to stop, but you also have to know how to put the pain of someone else in the background.
Right.
Because otherwise, you're not moving through it.
You
They
keep-
also want it. So as
Sure.
long as they keep saying, do it,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to keep going.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
almost like they're going to be acting like they don't want it.
Sure.
Some.
Yeah, yeah. Of course.
They might get irritated. It's normal, you know?
Yeah,
When
yeah.
you're in pain, you're pressed against the wall, your temper
Yeah.
is really short.
Yeah.
That interaction with other forces can never be packaged.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, I mean, it feels like you built like a solid like world for yourself to do shit in, try shit. Long time coming, so I'm like happy to hear it. That's it. That's dope. I'm excited to see what's next. When's this longer trip over? You say back in Feb for a little bit, and then are you back? Do you know if you're back for a longer stretch after February?
Yeah, so I'm coming to Toronto in February, and I'm gonna go with my girlfriend Sophia to Morocco.
Oh, sick.
And
Where in Morocco?
we're going to Marrakesh.
Sick. Okay. A bunch
Yeah.
of my friends just did that trip. They loved it, bro.
Yeah,
That's sick. First time?
yeah, it's the first time.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna go to Edmonton and Vancouver,
Nice.
and then after that,
Who's in Van, by the way? Who's the friend in Vancouver that
Subdidi.
Soup Diddy?
Yeah, that's his IG. Subdidi Inc.
Okay. Sick.
Yeah, it's like a reference. I kind of feel like we've grown together into tattooing.
Mhm.
Those are like my main tattoo friends in Canada.
Sick. You know them both for some time. now.
Kyle, Tattoos by Time,
Mhm.
and Sebastian.
I'm gonna throw their
Subdidi
stuff
Inc.
up on
You know,
yeah, on the description and stuff
Yeah.
too. Definitely go check them out, folks.
I feel like a part of the scene that exists right now leaned on the contributions that we did to the culture.
Sick.
Maybe both of them don't connect on their own,
Yeah.
but they connect through me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's kind of how we create this like network of exchange.
Yeah.
Something from there went to the other side, and something from the other side went there.
Sick.
You know?
Sick, man. Yeah. I mean, we've been ripping for like an hour change. So if you wanna throw anything out there, throw your dates up, I'll make sure they get posted and stuff. Tell people where you're at when you're out there.
Yeah, as it pertains to Canada, I'm gonna be tattooing in Toronto from February 11th to February 18th. I'm already 50% booked.
Let's go.
So wait, actually, by the time this comes out,
I can have this out as fast as you want. It's no
we'll
biggie.
probably be fully booked. But I still have space for Edmonton. I still have space for Vancouver.
Sick. Yeah, get in there. That's
But
sick.
this is a given.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
speaking against time. I'm gonna be fully booked on this tour.
Yeah, yeah. That's sick.
That's what I mean about the Tetris, you know.
Mhm.
I didn't grow up in Canada, but now I feel like this is kind of like my spot. You know, I've done the laps.
I mean, you made it
I
your spot.
walked
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole city of Toronto, and then I got a little bit more curious and started to take like my on foot grunge to all these other places.
Sick. Sick. Cool, man. Well, that's dope.
Yeah. All right, bro.
We did it.
Thank you so much.
Of course.